to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons. I call on Congress again to pass my assault weapons ban. It's about time that we began to make some more progress.
Completely moronic. Joe Biden using the attack on a Christian school from a trans shooter to renew calls for a ban on weapons his own ATF nominee can't even define. 3 9-year-old students and 3 staff members were killed. The shooter was shot dead by heroic police. Officials say 28-year-old transgender Audrey Hale shot up the doors to the school before barging in and beginning her vicious and deadly rampage. Nashville police releasing images of the guns Hale used, one AR-style weapon, a pistol caliber carbine, and a handgun. Joining me now is president of the Crime Prevention Research Center and author of Gun Control Myths, How Politicians, the Media, and Botched Studies Have Twisted the Facts on Gun Control, Dr. John Lott. Great to see you as always, sir. The left-wing media bashes leaders like Cruz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and others in calling for armed resource officers to protect our kids, while the same left-wing media holds Biden and his ilk blameless for implementing policies that make our schools soft targets. Shouldn't we stop listening to the left's solution? As the statistics show, all of those left-wing solutions are complete failures.
Look, Chris, the media bias has helped contribute to this problem. One of the things that the media just refuses to report on are the parts of the diaries and manifestos where these mass murderers explain why they pick the targets that they do. I mean, look at the Buffalo grocery store mass murderer last year. He had a long discussion in his manifesto about why he picked the place that he did. He wanted to go to a place where he said victims would not have permanent concealed handguns to defend themselves, because he said that it would make it much more difficult for him to go and kill people. He's not the only one. They say that time after time. These guys want to get media attention. They know the more people they kill, the more media attention they can get. And they know if they go to a place, a gun-free zone like the attack that occurred in Tennessee, then they're going to be successful and be able to go and kill more people. You know, a school resource officer is fine, but having somebody in uniform has an incredibly difficult job. These attackers have real tactical advantages. They can go, if there's somebody in uniform, they can wait for them to leave before they attack. Or they can go and attack another place that's not guarded, or they can kill the person that has the uniform. What you need is armed teachers. We have 20 states in this country, that, including Texas, parts of Texas, which have armed teachers. We have thousands of schools. Yet there has not been one single attack where anybody's been killed or wounded at any school that has an armed teacher there.
Right.
All the attacks.
Right.
Every single one of these attacks have occurred in places where guns are banned.
Well, Dr. Lott, I can attest, here in Texas, they put up signs saying our teachers are armed and we will defend our students. This is what, of course, causes left-wingers to break out into hives. And I have been hearing reports that the Nashville shooter bypassed one school because it had armed protection and went for this Christian school because I haven't confirmed this. We're just hearing some preliminary reports, but that chose the Christian school because it didn't have armed protection. A left-wing state senator jumped on MSNBS and bashed prayer. Then she pitched what she calls common sense gun reform. Watch.
Our gun culture is out of control. And for those who think it's not about the guns, I'll just point out that you can't have gun violence without guns. We don't need thoughts and prayers. We need common sense gun reform. And we need common sense gun reform, and we need it yesterday.
So, Dr. Lott, according to members of the left wing in the Democrat Party, it makes more sense to get rid of all guns in the United States rather than put armed protectors in our school. Let's put aside that all the left's gun control measures have done nothing to stop gun violence. How practical is the left-wing solution just to get rid of all guns?
I mean, there are places in the world that have either banned all handguns or all guns. You have places like Washington, D.C. and Chicago as a couple of examples here. Every single time that either all guns or all handguns have been banned, murder rates have gone up. often by very large amounts. The problem that you have with gun control laws generally is that you have to be careful because it's very frequently the most law-abiding citizens who are the ones that are primarily affected, not the criminals. And if you primarily take guns away from law-abiding citizens who then can't defend themselves, you actually make it easier for criminals to go and commit crimes. I mean, just think of these gun-free zones as an example. We ban guns in these areas. Who obeys it? In Tennessee, if you violate the gun-free school zone issue with regard to schools, it's a 6-year prison term. If you or I did that, our life would be completely changed. But let's say you're going to go and kill 6 people like this murder at the school in Nashville. And so assuming the person had lived, it would have been 6 life sentences. 6 life sentences, an additional 6 years is going to make a difference for them. The point is that the people that these laws stop are law-abiding citizens, and the killers take advantage of that. The fact that they know that law-abiding citizens will obey these laws and that these gun-free zones mean nobody can protect themselves in those areas actually encourage the attacks to occur in those. It's a magnet for those attacks. Would you want to put a sign in front of your home that said your home is a gun-free zone if you were being threatened? I don't think anybody would go and do that. It's not like the criminal would go and say, well, he doesn't have any guns there, they're not allowed, I can't go in and do the attack. It actually causes them to want to attack there.
Right, Dr. Lott, we don't call the Democrat Party the party of, by, and for the criminal for nothing. Appreciate your time, sir, and your research always.